Hello everyone, and I would like to finally start our today's LinkedIn live stream. So thank you so much for these comments, which are empowering and supporting, and yes, they speeded me up to start quicker. So thank you so much for already being with me today here. And as we have announced and discussed, today we will speak about the germination counting, and specifically this is the first live stream when I would like to go deeper into the plant nursery support which can be obtained with AI. First of all, I would like to thank you for being here, and the second thing which I want to mention is that in the right hand side of this screen you can see the part which is called about this event, so you can briefly just refresh your knowledge about what we are doing here today. The second thing, you also have the part of networking, so you probably can see the people who are already signed here for being at this event as attendees, and also you can find the part which is called comments. So please, I already see that some of you are so kind and provided the comments, so thank you so much. But this part is also warmly welcome in terms of contributing the questions if you have any, as well as just introducing yourself, specifically if you're working with plant nurseries and this part of business. Maybe there are some collaborations which will be fruitful and useful for those who are watching or maybe re-watching later on, because as you know, this is the brilliance of current social media platforms, that you are always have an opportunity to not just to have this live experience but also to rewatch. And on these words I also want to mention that the previous live streams are recorded and they are available in this platform as well as on YouTube, so you can watch them as well as and again and again. It's possible to interact, so you are always welcome to write your thoughts, ideas, questions, either in public or in private mode. It's always nice to have two-way communication. And then now I want to mention that actually my initial idea to speak about germination count was to demonstrate you the demo of Petiole Pro work with specific use cases of counting seedlings in trays. At the same time, as you know, life is changing, so all the time we have revision of what's going on, and probably we will do this on Friday, and this is kind of an announcement now that on Friday we also will have germination count. Due to this kind of unpredictable schedule, I still not sure it will be 1 p.m. British Summer Time or it will be 2 p.m. but it will be definitely something in the middle of the day, and so just follow my announcement and we will see what will be the time. But I mean that this is the first live stream of germination count series, but we will continue this topic, and that's why we will move our demo to that nice day on Friday, 7th of May. And today we will still speak about germination, but in a little bit different angle, and specifically I published the newsletter just a few hours ago because I was preparing for initial idea of germination count and what I wanted to show, but then I discovered this amazing newsletter which actually covering a part of germination count. It's covering the part of detection of plants. At the same time, today we will not speak about specifically count, but I will show you some opportunities so you at least will understand what's already possible. Regarding newsletter, we have also interesting use case over there. So if someone now watching who is working with strawberry plants and specifically mother plants, because as you know, strawberries can be grown in different way, and mother plants and this family relationship between mother plants and daughter plants, it's one of the best commercially approved cases how to grow strawberry plants. So we will watch and think about this type of AI for plant nursery business as for today, and then next time we will look at the trays and caption photos, and then analysis of per row, and I will show you a little bit just some screens so you will see what's on the plan. But as of now, we will do the next thing. We will just go to this newsletter which I mentioned, and we will one by one think about interesting points, how computer vision and further deep learning are helping with this identification of missing plants. So just give me a second, we will check what. Oh, this is not that. This is the post which I want to show also, but I forgot just to switch the tabs, so I do apologize about that. So now I will switch the tab to the right newsletter. Yes, and now, so the essence and the most interesting thing regarding the detection of plants in this use case is that there are actually a few things which has to be said. So this video is a brief of everything which has been demonstrated, but photo number one, it's called figure number one here, but I mean that this is the important thing, that in many cases we have seen how scientists developed AI for specific kind of production, but they have a little bit artificial environment. So they have very small number of plants, and they are in most cases working with within laboratory in this environment, when you are, it's not absolutely like sterile conditions, but I mean in terms of comparing this production site and the cycle, it's absolutely different. So it's not like real life looks like. At the same time, for this case and some other cases which I already, this is one of the nice example that they were working with real production environment, and this means that they know about this not just positive side of production, but also about everything else which is not as positive as we want to be. And in this photo as well, you can see the camera, because actually this idea of today's newsletter is about the demonstration, not just the vision system of detection plants, but also the scientists call this system the autonomous inspection robot. So at the same time, this kind, it should be, yes, it sounds like absolutely fit into what the system is doing. At the same time, considering the outcome of this research, the full coverage of word robot will include not just this, what I will show you next, and what is included in this research, but it should be also some other part which is moving and helping us to extract the pods without plants from the cycle, and then it will be a proper robotic autonomous inspection robot. As of now, it's more than like autonomous visual inspection, but not, and yes, robotics includes, because as you see, it's a camera, and I already checked, this camera costs, so it's industrial camera. This is important because obviously we can use simple, ordinary, traditionally mainstream cameras, but they are sometimes not properly configured for tasks on production level for work on 24/7 basis, and that's why we always, when we are thinking about the design of specific setup for data collection, it's very important to consider the industrialized versions of cameras and the data collection tools. And as you see, this camera, it's not just standing, this is a moving part. And this is actually why the old system is called like robotic system, because we have seen already for other use cases the cameras which are fixed, and then last time, as I remember, when we had this blueberry post-harvest discussion, yeah, it was last week, so we spoke about the camera which was fixed above the conveyor belt. So this type of setup, it's not robotic, and it's not even movable because the camera, the data collection instrument is stable. But in our case here today, we are considering the camera which is moving using the rail, and this is kind of a little bit next layer, let's say, more advanced level. Then what is next? Next is this is after seeing these images, I understood that this research paper, even it was dated on 2025, so it's actually not 2026, because we're now trying to keep you updated with all the latest research papers, but I believe still that plant nursery business is quite a niche within AI in agriculture. So even the research paper was published in 2025, it's still absolutely relevant. And after seeing this imagery, which is demonstrating again how it's in production cycle, and as you can see, like it's the imagery C. It's about the color, the light, the absence of light, and how sometimes the data collected on the same setup can be different depending on the light. So after I saw this kind of variety and demonstration of really important aspects which should be considered for data collection, I thought, okay, we need to make a proper newsletter with this interesting research paper. And here we can see as well that I just have an idea, maybe next time I will just make these photos larger so you will be able to see them better. Regarding technical part, I don't want to overload you with all the details, but I mean that this is the specific of the implementation when we have deep learning and computer vision, that it always goes beyond just detection. Because in our case, it was not just in this case, it was not just detection of plants as it sounds like on general way and on the title, but it goes more, and it also detects what is the location of these plants, because as you can see here, probably lower, yes, you can see that the plants are planted in specific pattern. And as we know, machine learning and deep learning, they are absolutely good, and this is actually their role, to spot the patterns and then make some either outcomes like summaries of the pattern existing, or predict what will be next within the existing patterns. So that's why in this case, and I am so glad that researchers put this image and they explain the specific of detection, because here you can see that plants are planted in this left top corner and right down corner, because they have 2 plants per pot. And also the task for the algorithm, it's not one algorithm as you can understand here and over that scheme which is here. It's a complex algorithm, because one of the algorithms is detecting the pots by themselves, because as you can see we have also the background. So first of all we need to do this segment this imagery and just understand where are the pots. And on the second stage, in each pot there is expectation. In human words it sounds like expectation, but in computer vision and deep learning world it's kind like these squares. Yes, it was manually labeled, but I mean that the other algorithm is checking already not the pots but plants. And in terms of plants, we can see how they are already here detected, and beyond that we also see the heat map. Maybe I just scroll, make it larger. Just give me a second, I will figure out how can I do this. No, sorry, I do apologize that you are not able to see this heat map in proper scale, so next time we will do this. But I mean that this figure is nice because it also demonstrates you how the evolution of algorithms work. Because and again, this is the interesting point, that this idea of, yes, there is a data set, that we have the general approach provided by YOLO. YOLO is one of the family of these vision capabilities which help us to detect something and further on to work with them. And then based on YOLO we can build up something else. So you can see the lower row is the demonstration how the algorithm created by these scientists with this complex structure. So it's kind of like this scheme, how it helps to detect the plants and pots, and this demonstrated in the lower row. And in the same case, from our side, from practical side, we actually are doing the same way, because every case is unique, and this is the specifics of agriculture, that it's not possible to do the like you just use the same pattern and it detects with the accuracy of more than 90%. You still need every time to adjust. You need to this specific of growing medium, of plants. Again, the same pattern can be applied not just for strawberries but for other crops which are planted in the similar patterns of like 2 plants per pot, or even 1 plant, but it will be obviously easier because we just need to detect 1 plant. So and then another interesting point and important point from practical side of application, that the researchers discovered that there is a limited window of time when you are able to apply this detection and obtain the information about the missing plants. Because and we have seen this not just with germination count, but also we have seen this when we were doing the detection of early chlorosis for cucumbers. So depending on the stage of plant, sometimes the leaves are overlapping each other, and this creates even human. So if you will try to look into this image, you will spend probably some few seconds at least just trying to understand so what's going on and where is which plant, which leaf belongs to which plant. So, but again, machine is also very smart like a human, but not all use cases of this overlapping are covered. And even if we can label some of the use cases when some of the images when the leaves are overlapping, and explain that okay, in this image it's kind of 2 but they are overlapping, but due to the millions and billions of variations how the leaves can overlap each other, so it's still a challenge on the later stage to do this assessment, because of the already harder task in comparison if we are doing the same on earlier stage when the plants are smaller. And also, what I wanted to say on this image? Yeah, and yes, there are also situations when, and these are this kind like edge cases, when the plants are missing, and sometimes it creates the ambiguous situation when the algorithm kind expect to have the plant over there, but there is no plant. So, and this is already known situation called hallucinations. So that's why, and again, it's not just about the predictions of or assessment of plants, it's also about daily usage of AI assistance. So you need to expect that sometimes when the information is missing, AI algorithm can generate something just to please you, and because obviously the algorithm is trained to make the answer ready for you. So there is no way that, there is a way. There are guardrails which are limiting the AI algorithm to not to provide you some kind of information. At the same time, if you are asking something like in general and it's safe, but the algorithm doesn't know the right answer, so you will definitely get the answer, but the only thing that it may be not truth. So that's why it's always important to have this verification, and there is a huge part of AI movement called human in the loop, when the human must be a part of any AI system as the final point for decision making. And again, one time per week, or whatever is the frequency of your work, or maybe one time per day, depending on the task, the complexity of the problems. You still need to have someone's eyes looking at the results and saying, is it still real or it's already something wrong. But it was not. We have actually not this topic. It's about germination count and detecting plants. But yeah, just small remark. Let's call it remark. And at the same time, as I mentioned, do we have time? Oh yes, I'm already a little bit out of my schedule, but yeah, we still have 6 minutes. And in these 6 minutes, I want to show you that post which I already quickly shown you. But I mean, this is the detection. It's me in front of nice Netherlands plants which are grown regarding the detection, and this is what we will see next week. Next Friday, not next week. Next Friday on the 7th of May, about germination in the trays. So the system is the same, but instead of detecting 2 plants, we are checking the presence of seedling of 1 plant, and this is actually even more in depth. So let's go to this image. And this image is showing us how the detection actually works and the visual results of the detection. So here maybe the colors are not that representative. At the same time, you can still see the orange points, and this means that algorithm, first of all, as I mentioned, the algorithm is checking each cell, and then in each cell the next question is there any seedling or no seedling? And if the seedling is present, then it's green dot. But again, it's just visualization, because on some stage, and currently in our stage, we are already changed the appearance of detected seedlings, because this is actually very good place when we have over 90% of germination, because it's 240 cells, and as I remember, it was we have calculations, I think, somewhere further. Or not? No, it's not calculations, it's the actual cells with seedlings, they were captured. So you can see what have been counted, and this is that part of human in the loop, when I can see what has been counted. Is that true or not true? So going back, here is the good rate of germination. That's why it's easier to demonstrate it in that manner. But sometimes we are working with different crops, and specifically if it's experimental crops, when we have this maybe smaller sometimes, because for experimental plots we see that the growers are using the trays of smaller sizes, but still the germination rate is like sometimes 70, sometimes even 60. We are not discussing the agronomic and biological side of this germination rate, but in terms of the numerical demonstration, we are trying not to overload the image with elements which are just disturbing attention. So we are trying to make the image demonstrating that the number as well as the germinated cells, so it's easier to understand and move on and make further decisions. As of now, unfortunately, I cannot show it to you because, first of all, I'm not ready yet, but second thing, is covered by NDA, and maybe one day we will do this separate kind live stream about the importance of NDAs in our AI in agriculture life. But as of now we have plenty of topics kind of practical level, not just about this important documental part. Yes, and since it's a post and I focused about per row germination, which is kind of the next level of ordinary germination count, I hope we will have time to speak about that next time. Yeah, just a demonstration of what's possible here. And this is one of the practical what we have done, and you can see that its total cells 240. And also this is this setup, when you can see on the left hand side we mentioned that there is a marker in each corner. So on that stage, when we have Petiole Pro as a free mobile application, we work in that manner. But currently, as I mentioned, we are already working with Spruce, and Spruce is more production level, and it's more organizational level mobile application for assessment of germination. So that's why we already even go further, and we do not require any markers in corners, because the algorithm is able to detect the borders of the tray automatically without any extra challenge for the grower, because we still understand that some person should have these markers, place them on the corners. It's obviously makes the task easier, and the algorithm is like chilling out and just figuring where the markers are, and that's it. The borders are explained, set. But for grower, our goal is to minimize the routine and unnecessary movement on the grower's side. So our ideal flow for germination count is that you come to, and again there is an opportunity to have this set up, and you are taking the image with camera, with handheld camera, or it can be the camera which is even moving on the rail, it's okay, or it can be stable and fixed, and just taking photo without any additional handling. And yes, I see that we are finishing now, but what I want also to say regarding our today's newsletter, and I almost forgot to mention regarding robotic part. So why I still believe that this is mainly the autonomous visual inspection more than real robotics. It's still robotics, because as I mentioned, the camera is moving on the rail. At the same time, the real robotics will be, for example, if this imagery is analyzed and already there is kind of brain which makes a decision, and there is a robotic arm which is taking the pot out of the place. So this will be the full cycle automation and robotic solution for detecting missing plants and extracting them out of the production cycle. As of now, this work is demonstrating how the eyes of this system will work and how the brain regarding the detection part will work. But the next step will be to create some algorithm which will sorry, which will be the good for making the decision and sending the signal to arm, which will take the pot without second or without any seedlings out of the circle of growing circle. Thank you so much for your time today, and I do apologize for these unexpected changes. I would like to invite you to watch the next live stream. It will be on Friday, 7th of May, and then we will have proper nice discussion regarding germination count in more details. Thank you so much and have a nice rest of the day.